the journey is it's always a special one in the ways that are probably more off the court than on the court, in terms of the relationships and being able to see every morning, be able to see Mila and her family and their interaction, and people commenting, like that, how Mila is greeted and how she wants to see Fee after a game. And
Cheryl Reeve, the renowned coach of the Minnesota Lynx and a central figure in women's basketball, recently had an emotional moment during a live television broadcast that left viewers deeply moved.
So we get to be ourselves, and that's the greatest challenge. And I got a message from Steve Kerr after the game, who was the men's national team coach, that said, "Welcome to the Thank God Club." And that's what it is. It's like either relief or misery, when you're a coach. And so,
known for her strategic brilliance and composed demeanor, Reeve broke down in tears while addressing her team's recent performance, exposing a raw and vulnerable side that fans rarely see. Her candid display struck a chord with many, revealing the immense pressure, personal sacrifice, and emotional intensity that comes with her role as a leader in the WNBA and beyond.
To be in 6 WNBA finals out of 7 years, to win 4 championships. And I think what we learned in that process was to enjoy each journey and how different each journey was. A journey is a season, and how different. And so for USA Basketball, I tried, maybe.
The broadcast began as a typical post-game interview, but it soon took an emotional turn as Reeve reflected on her team's journey, both on and off the court. Struggling to maintain her composure, Reeve's voice trembled as she spoke about the deep relationships she has formed with her players, mentioning how even small moments, like watching one of her players interact with her daughter, have left lasting memories. The journey is always special in ways that are probably more off the court than on the court, she said, choking back tears. She continued, "We make sacrifices, the players, the coaches, everyone, and it all becomes about finding spaces where we can be ourselves." Her words echoed the emotional weight she carries as a coach responsible for shaping not just athletes but human beings. Reeve has always been celebrated for her ability to inspire her players, leading the Lynx to multiple championships and solidifying her status as one of the most successful coaches in WNBA history. However, in this moment, viewers saw a different side of her, one that emphasized the emotional toll of balancing expectations, pressure, and personal dedication. Reflecting on the challenges of coaching, Reeve shared how the journey is often overwhelming, as she struggles to find a balance between her role as a mentor and the personal sacrifices that come with the job. She even referenced a message she received from Steve Kerr, coach of the USA men's national team, who welcomed her to what he called the Thank God Club, a term used to describe the simultaneous feelings of relief and misery that coaches often experience. While Reeve's breakdown caught many by surprise, it also humanized her in a way that deeply resonated with fans and colleagues alike. For years, she has been viewed as a strong, unflappable figure, but her emotional display showed that even the most composed leaders can feel the strain of their responsibilities. Social media quickly flooded with messages of support, with many highlighting the importance of seeing such vulnerability from someone in Reeve's position. Her tears were not just about the game, they represented the broader struggles and triumphs she has faced throughout her career. Cheryl Reeve's passion for her players and the sport of basketball has always been evident, but this emotional outburst shed light on the personal side of coaching that often goes unnoticed. She explained how her time with the Lynx, where she led the team to 6 WNBA finals and 4 championships, prepared her for the expectations and pressure that come with success. Yet, the weight of constantly striving for excellence never gets easier. "We learn to enjoy each journey and how different each season is," she said, adding that she wanted her players to cherish their own unique experiences without feeling burdened by the pressure to win. This particular interview occurred against the backdrop of Team USA's preparations for the upcoming Olympics, where Reeve has been a prominent figure. Despite her long-standing success in the WNBA, the challenges of coaching a national team have been immense. Reeve shared that she had tried to make the experience special for her players, urging them not to focus solely on the pressure to win another gold medal, but to embrace the significance of their journey together as a team. Yet, with each passing game, the weight of expectations loomed large, culminating in a difficult loss during an exhibition game that intensified public scrutiny of her coaching decisions. The selection of the Team USA roster, which Reeve had a hand in shaping, became a point of controversy following their defeat. Reports began circulating from various corners of the WNBA that fans and analysts were not happy with the players chosen to represent the United States in Paris. The loss in the WNBA All-Star Game, where the league's all-star players outperformed the national team, fueled criticisms of the selection committee, with many questioning the choices made by Reeve and others. The optics of the situation were particularly poor, as multiple standout performers from the All-Star Game were not selected for the Olympic roster, leading to frustration among fans. In the wake of the loss, social media erupted with harsh critiques of the selection process. Kelsey Clark, an Indiana Fever star who was notably absent from the team, became a focal point of the controversy. Fans voiced their disappointment that deserving players were left off the roster in favor of others who, according to critics, had not earned their spot. Reeve, along with other members of the selection committee, found themselves under fire as they struggled to defend their choices amid the growing backlash. One of the most vocal critics of the selection was sports analyst Tiffany Blackman, who questioned the committee's decision-making during a post-game segment. She pointed out that allowing over 60 points in the paint during the game was a critical defensive lapse, and that the national team's struggles in this area were indicative of deeper issues with the roster. Blackman's analysis echoed the sentiments of many fans who felt that the team had been poorly constructed and that certain key players, particularly those with a strong defensive presence, had been unfairly excluded from the final squad. Reeve's emotional response during her interview, while powerful, did little to quell the rising tide of criticism. Many fans felt that she was making excuses for the team's poor performance rather than taking accountability for the decisions made by the selection committee. As the debate intensified, Reeve acknowledged the immense pressure she and her colleagues were under, but remained hopeful that the team could still succeed. "We have work to do," she admitted, "but we know it's going to be fun." At the same time, Reeve's emotional moment served as a reminder of the human element behind coaching, a job that is often thankless and filled with unseen challenges. For someone like Reeve, who has dedicated her life to building winning teams, the criticism was deeply personal. She is not just responsible for the X's and O's of the game, she is responsible for shaping the careers and lives of her players. The immense weight of that responsibility was evident in her tears, and for many fans, it was a poignant reminder of the sacrifices that come with greatness. In the weeks following the controversy, Team USA continued to prepare for the Olympics, but the scrutiny surrounding their roster choices did not subside. Multiple players who had excelled in the WNBA All-Star Game continued to make their case for inclusion on the national team, while those who were already on the roster faced growing pressure to perform at a high level. Despite the tension, Reeve remained focused on the task at hand, determined to guide her team to success on the world stage. Meanwhile, the WNBA as a whole was experiencing a surge in interest, much of which was attributed to rising stars like Caitlin Clark. Clark, who had been a standout performer in college and had recently joined the WNBA, was seen as a game-changer for the league. Her ability to draw large audiences, particularly during the All-Star Game, was a testament to the growing popularity of women's basketball. The WNBA All-Star Game, which attracted a record 3.44 million viewers, was one of the most watched games in the league's history, and Clark's presence was widely credited as a key factor in that success. The increase in viewership was a major win for the WNBA, which had long struggled to gain mainstream attention. With new expansion teams on the horizon and a lucrative media rights deal in the works, the league was poised for growth like never before. Reeve, who had been a trailblazer in the sport for years, recognized the significance of this moment for the league. "It's an exciting time," she said in an interview, And I'm happy for the players who have been in this league for a long time to finally get the recognition they deserve. However, even as the league celebrated its growth, the tension surrounding Team USA's roster choices remained. For Reeve, balancing her dual roles as a WNBA coach and a leader of the national team was becoming increasingly difficult. She was keenly aware that the eyes of the basketball world were on her, and the pressure to deliver a gold medal at the Paris Olympics was immense. Yet, despite the challenges, Reeve remained steadfast in her commitment to her players and to the sport she loved. As the WNBA continued to grow and evolve, Reeve's influence as a coach and mentor remained as strong as ever. Her emotional breakdown on live television, while unexpected, was a powerful reminder of the human side of sports. It revealed the emotional toll that comes with leadership, especially in a high-stakes environment like professional basketball. For Reeve, the journey has always been about more than just winning. It's about the relationships she builds with her players and the impact she has on their lives.